Beat making basics.
What's good, YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, as well as give me a thumbs up and a comment on the video if you like the content. Today we're going to be covering how to mix a hip-hop style beat in Logic Pro 10. I'm going to be doing this start to finish. I pretty much just now uploaded, imported all the audio files for this beat I already made here. So let's go ahead and jump into the mix. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have the right BPM and everything. This says it's listed at 140 BPM. So what I'm going to do is go over here to the hook part of the beat, and we're just going to go ahead and get a good 8-bar going. And the reason why I want to start with the hook is because that has actually the most parts, if you will, in the beat. So we got everything going. First things first, I like to go ahead and get everything organized. So either put the drums towards the top or to the bottom, and then vice versa, have the melody and stuff like that going at the opposite side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll move all our drums up here. I got my snare, and yeah, this rev sound. Probably gonna be a part of the drums. We got our bass, got our sample and vox. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and we could either group all this stuff together or not. But I think what other thing I want to do, because this is kind of bothering me, I'm just gonna go ahead and actually take the beat name off of this each track here. I like to do that, for instance, whenever I bounce down or export my files from my beat, I like to export it and put the actual name of the beat on each of the files, which is good. But when it comes to actually mixing it, it can make it hard to actually see what each part of the beat is. So yeah, man, make sure y'all go ahead and get your popcorn. This video is not going to be a super short one, but it's not going to also be a super long video. I'm going to try to mix this beat in 20 minutes if we can do it that fast. I mean, I'm not going to obviously rush the process because this is a beat that I am going to put online for sale or whatever. But let me go ahead and finish this part, and then we're going to jump right on in here. Almost done. Make sure y'all leave me in the comments how y'all week has been. Let me know, what's been going on. All that fun stuff, man. But anyway, yeah. So what we want to do is go ahead and we're going to go to the mixing part or the mixing window here. One thing that can also help us with this is to group our instruments together. So we'll do that. I'm just going to highlight all the drums, go over here to our output, and go to an available bus, and then I'm just gonna label that drums, and then I'm also gonna go grab our melody tracks here. I'm gonna leave the bass out of that because I want to actually I want to process that different. And the reason why I do group the drums or bust it off to an auxiliary track is just gives me more control without having, say if I want to lower the drums or, raise the level of the melody, I can easily do it doing it this way. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to take the 808 out of the drum bus. And I'm just going to put the sub sounds together. It's 808 and 808 and bass together. Boom, boom. I'm just going to say lows. Boom. It doesn't really matter. All right. At this point, the next thing I want to do is just go ahead and bring everything down to 0. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start leveling first. I'm just gonna work on the actual drums first, and then we're gonna go to the melody. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get that kick up. I'm just gonna hold down Option push on this, and it's gonna bring that to 0. All right. Let's bring in some of these other instruments here. I got this sample 2 right here. All right, let's go ahead and go over here to some of these other sections of the beat. I just want to get these guitar flicks, get the levels of that right. A lot going on in this beat, honestly. So it's gotta really make sure we get the right stuff going. Take this back some. All right, let's check this out. All right, cool. So we got that going. Sometimes what I'll do is even after I do this part, I'll just like mute out certain parts and just start over again, even just to make sure it's sounding right. You know what I mean? So we're gonna just let this this sample play right here, and this guy. So we got this Vox playing, and we got this guy playing. So let's just check that out. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking about with putting this bass over here along with the 808. So let me just listen to this beat again. All right, cool. So I feel like I got the levels overall pretty decent as far as where they're sitting at in the mix. Next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is working on some subtractive EQ. I'm just gonna turn the beat down as a whole just a little bit, and then so I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on the melody first. Just go ahead and cut out some of these lows. So we'll start here. I'll go ahead and get a loop going again on my hook. And I'm noticing that bass sound is not super gritty or whatever. So I could go ahead and make some room for that the 808 and cut some of these lows out of this bass as well. And probably still make it to where you can still hear it and feel its presence, but not to where it's basically kind of, what do you call it? It's like competing with the 808. So. And if you over here, if you look at the 808 where it's coming in, let's look at the visualizer. So most of those frequencies are coming in like anywhere between 30 and 80 hertz here. So if I can get it all the way around to 80, as you can see, I was able to with that with this bass, just cutting all those frequencies out. For the most part, it's still giving me room to let that 808 shine through in the mix. So we got that. Let's just go ahead and keep on rolling here. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on like taking out some of the lows on this snare and a hat. Another thing I'm starting to notice here, because see, the drums should actually be the main part of this beat. You know what I mean? You don't want it to just, seems like stuff is getting lost in the mix. So let's just go ahead and we'll mute out everything and just focus on the drums. See how clear that is? You still want to be able to hear those drums, but still also simultaneously hear everything. Alright, so next thing we can start working on is just go ahead and pan some of the instruments to the left or the right. Basically what that's going to do is, because like everything is going right now dead center in the mix. So, you know, you want to make some room for all these different frequencies in the mix. So we'll just push certain things to the left or right. So let's just listen to it, check it out. And as you can hear, just panning it made a world of difference as far as the mix. And the reason why is because, like, again, you have all these. Just think about it like this: you have all these different frequencies, all trying to get through this same entrance, all right, or exit, if you will. If you think you're like, okay, imagine yourself in a, the Forbes Center or some type of big arena. You know how when you get to the front of that building, there's probably about 8 doors that people can go into or get out of. Imagine the whole arena trying to get out of just 2 doors instead of trying to get out of 8. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening here. Just by sending some of these tracks to some of these to the left or the right, it freed up the mix and made it sound a little bit more open and less muddy. So that's what we got going here. Damn, I did not mean to save it as project. So I'll just save this again. You want to make sure that you're saving as you go. Just this is an important step, man. I'm telling you, I done lost so many beats just off of not saving. You feel me? So I think this beat was called With Ease. So we'll just name it With Ease. Yeah, it was called With Ease. So we'll just replace that. Cool. So the beats come along pretty dope, I feel like. And next thing that would probably be good to do is go ahead and listen to what's called reference track. All right. Reference tracks are basically tracks that are already professionally mixed, mastered, they're already ready to go. And then what we're listening for with this is just like where they're placed in the music. Okay. So like, where is that kick standing in reference or compared to that snare in the professionally mixed and mastered beat? Is that snare like lower than the kick, or is it way higher than the kick? You know what I'm saying? You really want to pay attention with your ears rather than just using common basic knowledge and logic. Because it's easy to just say, all right, yeah, you should just put the kick right under this, or the snare right under the kick. It just helps by using the reference track. So I am going to mute the reference track out in the video. So when y'all see this or hear this, you're not going to be able to actually hear this. Okay. But just know I'm listening to this and taking notes here. So. That was good to hear certain things, like as far as even panning, how loud they had the 808, different things like that. So let's go ahead and keep on rolling here. And I'm going to make some adjustments based on what I heard in this. And as you can hear, I pan certain things like a little bit further over. I was just listening to that reference track, and I was just listening how they did certain things like panning and different things like that. So just took some of the things that I heard in there, and then I'm applying it to my beat. Like for instance, this this bass sound, like I low key don't even want it in the beat. It might be something that I want to keep in there for certain parts, but it's kind of clashing and getting in the way. So let's just listen to it without it. Yeah, I mean, having that bass in there, it does add a little bit of element to it, but I almost think we can just get away with not having it in the beat at all. So I'm gonna keep on playing around with that, and low key, the beat is sounding pretty solid as it is right now. Some things that we could do to make it sound a little bit more interesting is maybe adding some reverb on certain parts. So let's check it out. And what I'm gonna do here is on this sample part, instead of just adding this on each one of those, I'm gonna take this and put it on a new bus here. And we'll just say sample. And I can just go ahead and put a reverb directly on there. All right, cool. So what we'll do here is, even though that bass sound, it could not go in this track, I'm gonna still bring it in there, but I'm gonna take out a lot more lows. cool. So we're gonna go ahead and listen again to our reference track. Just kind of make sure that everything sounds pretty solid. And I'm also gonna turn down my speakers or the monitors a whole lot. You're not gonna necessarily be able to hear this, but I'm turning it down a whole lot. I'm not gonna listen to this here. All right, so we got a good vibe on that. So now let's listen to our track. All right, keep in mind that their track is mastered. So one thing I've been doing lately on the beat is going ahead and going to, I have some Waves plugins. I go ahead and go to this SSL compressor, and I put that on the master, on the stereo out. And so what that does, it kind of glues everything together here, makes it sound a little bit more professional. And I've actually gone to, I might try his again, like Jill Norton. All right, cool. So I think this is pretty much a wrap here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and add my new tag to the beat. I have my tags. This is a tip that you could start doing on your tracks, is like upload your beat tags, or any producers that you work with, upload their tags to the quick sampler and save it. and then you can easily pull it up instead of having to go onto your computer, look for the tag and all that type of stuff. You can just pull it up easily.
Got it.
All right, bet. So let's go ahead and roll with that.
Got it.
All right, and then we're gonna have to mix this tag in as well. It's a little too loud. Let's listen to it one more time.
Got it.
All right, so I feel like the beat's pretty much done. I'm also gonna do something where I'll add like some tags throughout the rest of the beat. So like when I put it online, just want to get an extra step that people are gonna have to go through in order to try to, steal your beat if they want to do that. Sad that you had to do stuff like that, but it is what it is. So we're gonna have to go ahead and tag it all the way through as well. I'll go to my continuous tag one, and I usually just put it like certain places, like right when the verse starts.
Got it.
It kind of can make it a little hard for people to try to rip it like that. They're not gonna want to do that, so they'll just go ahead and go to the store and grab the full version. And I just put these every 3 little parts here. 1, 2, 3, and that should be enough. Cool. So we got the beat done here. The only other thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put a mastering plugin on here. Some people would say that you should do this, like go ahead and bounce the beat down to a wave, and then do this. But I'm not gonna do that. And I keep it simple with this. I'll just go ahead and take this down to like a negative 0.1. We can come over here to IRC4 and do transient, and then we're just gonna play around with this threshold. So you can just take this all the way up to the top and then just start pulling it down to make it louder. All right, bet. So we'll just listen to that compared to our reference track. Let's see what that sounds like. I can automatically tell a couple of different things here. Like, looks like they had the actual melody instrument up just a little bit higher than that.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
All right, so I feel like the mix is pretty much there. Only other things I could do here is go ahead and turn the volume down all the way. My bad, it was this little bag here, but turn the volume down all the way here, and then on my interface, and then just turn up the volume on my headphones so we can just get like a couple of different vibes as far as like different speakers it's gonna sound good on. So let's just like, I'm gonna listen to it in my headphones. You're not gonna necessarily be able to tell the difference, but I am. Let's just see.
You got it. You got it.
All right, y'all. So that's the mix, man. I listened to it on some headphones. Figured out that I needed to turn up a little bit of different instruments here and there. Overall, the mix is pretty dope, I feel. I'm going to go ahead and save this one more time. And then now it's pretty much time to bounce down and export the file. So first thing I'm going to do here is go ahead and get an MP3 version. So we're going to go from PCM to MP3. And you can just keep both of those selected. I have 320 kbps selected. And then what I do is I'll say the beat name. And if it's a tag version, you can tell it's the tag version because you have both tags going. So I'll say tagged right here. Bounce that one down. And then on the next version I do, I'm going to put like the BPM afterwards and then my production company name. So let that finish bouncing down, and then we're going to grab these other different files. And it's good to have two different MP3 versions, right? Because like one of the versions you might send out to an artist, you don't want to have the tag going throughout that one if it's being sent out to an artist. But vice versa, if you put this online, you do want to have that tag. So just muted this last tag out here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and change up the name on this. So instead of saying with each tag, I'll say 140 BPM. Do my production name. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce that down as well. And for the wave file, I'm gonna do something just a little different. I'm gonna do just a little different tweak here on that. You'll see what I'm saying in just a second. Basically, I'll go ahead and give you the hint of basically what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna turn that mastering plugin off. I'll still keep the SSL comp plugin on the stereo out, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn off that ozone plugin for the wave. The reason why I'm gonna do that, just so people can have, like, if they buy the wave version, they can have a little headroom. It's not gonna be much, but it's gonna be enough for them to still, get a nice little master going once they put the artist vocals on there. So let's go ahead and I'll let you hear it with and without. That's with it. This is without. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of headroom there. This is not too much, but just a little bit of headroom. So we'll just give them that. I'm going to go ahead and go now from MP3 to PCM. Make sure WAV file is the format, 24-bit. And then since it's going to be a file that other audio professionals are going to be using, I'm going to go ahead and go with 48 on the sample rate. All right, let's go ahead and bounce that down. All right, didn't mean to do it like that. Also didn't mean to put that marker there. So we'll take it to the very beginning. Do this one more time. Yep, replace that. And then the last step with this is to go ahead and export the track stems. Okay. So we'll do that too, and then we'll go ahead and end. Appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end, man. Make sure you give me some thumbs up on the video if you liked this mix, if you like the video and everything like that. Make sure you give me some thumbs up. I do pay attention to those thumbs ups, and I also do pay attention to your comments. I appreciate y'all, to the ones who's been commenting on the videos. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump back in here. We're gonna push Command Shift E to go ahead and grab the stems. I'm gonna put this on my desktop. We're gonna put a new folder here. I'm gonna say with ease stems. and then I'm gonna do actually 2 different folders. So I usually just turn that normalize off, and I'll go ahead and include volume and pan automation. And what we could do here is you can make sure, like, if you want to put, like, say the name of the beat right before the track name, then what you could do is make sure that custom right here is selected, delete that out, and track name is right here as well. So like I can go ahead and say with ease, and now when it bounces down or exports all the files gonna say with ease dash and then the file name. And so what I'll do is I'm gonna do 2 different exports. One is gonna be like a dry export, one's gonna be a wet export, meaning one's gonna have the effects, one's not. And so that's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and create a new folder in here. And this is just my process that I'm doing. You can, come up with your own process, and hopefully this kind of helps you as you're going through everything. Okay. And now we're gonna also come over here and create another folder. Say no effects. All right, so we'll push create, and we're going to go over here where it says bypass, and say bypass effects plugins. Okay. All right, and bet now we got everything done here. I appreciate y'all watching. And make sure you grab that free course if you're brand new to production, brand new to making beats. And even if you're not, you're going to learn some pretty good stuff in that course. It is a full-fledged video course that I am selling, but I'm going to, just to all my subscribers, go ahead and let you download that course, limited time offer type deal. So click on the description links below. Grab that course. It's covering the fundamentals of music production, and you will be given an opportunity to grab what I call the advanced beat making skills bundle at an extreme discounted rate. Okay, now this is like a Black Friday type of deal that I'm extending here. You can take advantage of it or no, but just know that the price could go up very soon. So go ahead and grab that as well. It's 5 full video courses. Literally, if you grab that bundle as well as with your free course, you're getting about over 100 videos, literally, that all gonna show you the ins and outs of how to make beats and everything like that. So grab those things. I have some other services and stuff like that as well. Hit me up if you have any questions or if you need anything. And without further ado, we're out. Thank you so much for watching.